Listen, if you're building something, you have to be ready for that. And that's an advice for anybody that's considering getting started. You got to be ready and put yourself in the mindset of you know, be ready to, you know, for negativity. And if you want a good content creator, if you're thinking about really, doubling down and trying to get your affairs in order or whatever, a good content creator, well, not a content creator, a business guy, but Patrick Bet David, go see his keynotes. He was on a mission very early in his career when he was not yet the insurance business he was entering, but he knew that this social media and YouTube was going to change things for him. And he would go on camera and he would just be like a guy on a mission. So if you're looking for inspiration, and I'm not your cup of tea, go check out PVD for that. You'll see that. Then you could go see also Alex Hormozy in his early days, in his podcast days. Like he would lock himself in a room and technically talk to the camera in a webcam, and he developed his viewership that way. And that's a good example also for you if you want to do it bare bones, like with nothing, just talk and just figure things out on the fly. Well, he had a starting base for business and all that, but what I'm saying is the attitude that he had, he just didn't care. You know what I mean? So for him, that was it. And then you could also look at Mr. Hormozy right at the click where he had that interview with Mr. Grant Cardone, where his wife Layla was. She purchased a consulting seance, but he did it publicly. And I found it interesting because you're going to notice a pattern of his output substantially increased after that, but also a mindset. So it's not only output that he realized that what he was doing is putting one or two business cards on windshields in parking lots. And what he needed to do is to fill up the parking lots and the parking lot next to it and the parking lot next to it. So that interview made him realize the scale of his problem. But I feel that more than that, then his future investments that he's made from that point into building a studio and a facility and headquarters and getting people to come in and the in and out and the traffic. So essentially, I think what he did from that point, he just kept it simple. He just said, oh, okay, I'm not going to think about, 20 times my output. Let me simplify this to the bare bones. And he probably took a pen and paper and he probably figured out the monetary funnel that was going through acquisition.com and what he needed to create as an influx of deals in order to make this viable. And then he realized, okay, well, the easy fix here, and this is, the easy fix I'm going to share with you, obviously Mr. Homo from, nobody knows me and I don't know nobody, but what I'm saying is, I sometimes you could look at patterns, and through patterns, you can make deductions that are close to certainty. So what I'm telling you is I'm pretty sure, when he realized that the math on his deal flow for acquisition.com was not where it was or where it should be, I think he took a pen and paper and he says, okay, what does it need to be? He understood the problem, he quantified it, and then he looked at what he needed to do. So he probably said, okay, well, I could do this, I could do that, I could do this. And I think he's like a simple guy, he's a meat and potato kind of guy. And I'm kind of like that when I got to figure things out. And I think when you figure out, like he slept at his gym and he had to deal with a kid that was writing on the wall while his mom was trying to buy a program, and he wanted to jump out of his skin to choke them. You know what I mean? And yeah, you have to understand his how he's driven. So when he realized that the size of the magnitude of his problem after the Cardone interview, he took math and then he stared at his problem. He probably talked with Layla, and then he says, "Okay, well, rather than uh, this content effing thing to be a priority here, then I need to put it way on top with the business and put them at an equally importance, and that everything comes out of that." You understand? So these are the kinds of decisions that I love to explore from other people and content creators when they make them. And but they don't happen often. They could happen 2 3 times in your life. So when you are faced with 1 plus 1 equals 2, just make sure you take the calculator out and you put in that equation, and then you sit down and you take it seriously, because that opportunity might not happen again for a while. So that is the the analogy. I don't know why I started on that, but I think I'm trying to relate to the fact that yesterday I was speaking to FYL people, and I think I left something out that bothered me this morning, in the sense that I didn't leave off and say to them, um, you know, if you're struggling right now. I was caught up in the delivery of the video, and I wanted to do a good video, and I think I did. But I always like to leave things. Hey, listen, if you're struggling right now, da, 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 da. So, anyways, so if you are struggling right now, go get these patterns. If you, like I said, like if I'm not your cup of tea, go find your cup of tea. Then if you don't put the energy to go find your cup of tea, then you're kind of to blame. And so you need to do that. You need to go find the examples that actually get you going. So this is just a little segment. If you're struggling and you're trying to get going and you need inspiration and you need to see people, or if you're visual like I am, and you need to see people doing things for you to start seeing things and believing it, then that is the way, and you should take that seriously. So that is it.